Hi Drastic Cuties, Wendy here. Today we're going to draw Anna from Disney's Frozen 2. So let's get started. To draw Anna, let's start by drawing her face. So I'm going to come right here, basically start bottom of a U. So I'm going to come right across. And I'm going to go ahead and connect it with a soft curve. There, basic bottom of a U, nice and round. And then from there, let's come to where we started on this edge right here, and we're going to draw a circle for her eyes. So same thing on the other side. It's about right here. And then let's come in there and make them just like cute eyes. So two small circles at an angle and a curved line at the bottom and shade in the top. And the lines at the bottom. And same thing over here. So thank you for all the requests to draw Hannah. And I'm sorry it took so long because I did draw Elsa a couple of weeks ago. And I know a lot of you have been requesting I hurry up and draw Anna. And so hopefully you guys love this one just as much as my new Anna I mean. And if you love Frozen, please make sure to check out my new Frozen playlist where I have Olaf as well and the salamander. And hopefully I'll draw more characters as well from the new movie. Okay, so from there, let's come to the edge right here and let's give her some lashes. We're just going to curve out one curve and maybe another one. Shorter one. And same thing on this side. So curve out. And another curve. So then from there, let's come to the top, right above her eyes, say about right here. And I'm just going to draw a soft curve, a slight angle for her eyebrow. I'm going to come in here and thicken it up. And same thing over here. So right there. And thicken it up. And then now let's come to the middle right here at the bottom, and we're going to give her a little smirk smile, so about right here. And cap it off. And Anna does have freckles, but do that when you're coloring it with maybe like a light or dark brown. I don't want to use the black and muddle it up. Okay, so now that we have that in, just going to bring this up a tiny bit more. Now let's draw her bangs. So we have her brow right here. We're going to use that as our indicator as to where to stop her bangs. So I'm just going to imagine this as an oval and her hair is going to part on the side. So I'm just going to see here, but right here, I'll just give myself a point. And from this point, I'm going to come down with a curve between her brow. And we're going to draw the first strand. So it's going to come up. And I'm just going to bring it in. So then the rest of them are easier. They're just going to be right above her brow. Just a curve that comes in, zigzags to the side. And one more. So then come in here, give any more space, and just finish off her hair, her face, I mean. Okay, so then on this side, it's going to just come to the side. So right where you started once again, just come down here with a curve, come out. Okay, so we've framed her face. Now let's see here. Let's come back to this strand right here, and we're going to just curve it up. So this is kind of where her hair is going to part. So just going to come above that, say about in this area, and give myself a point. And this is where her hair is going to go up, and this side's going to come down. So let's work on this side first. So about right here, I'm going to bring this down, and I'm aiming towards that bottom area. So before I do that, let's you know what? Let's work on this bottom part. Sorry, trying to figure out what easier way. So I'm just going to give a soft curve, then another soft curve right here. Don't go out too much, just a soft little curve. We're just going to start to build her hair. And we need this curve so that we can draw her ear right in this area. We're going to tuck in a little curve for her ear. So same thing on this side. So let's come to the bottom of where this other ear is going to be, about right there. So I'm going to come right here once again, draw one curve that comes out, and another one. And then once again, just come in here and draw a soft curve for her ear. Okay, so now that we've built that, now we can go ahead and connect her hair. So we're going to bring this down, close to her head, and then right in here, we're just going to go ahead and connect it. And then we're going to pop out another curve right here, and we're going to connect this one. And so then right here, we're going to draw another curve right underneath it. And then right under her ear, we're just going to draw out a curve. Just flick out a curve and connect it. Okay, so this side, it's going to be, let's come up here now. Let's come up. Give her head some volume. And come down towards this area. So as we come to here, it's the same thing like the other side. We're going to come down and connect. And then loop out one right here, curve and connect. And right here, once again, curve. And underneath her ear, we're going to bring out a curve for her hair. So we're just developing these little curves right here to connect on the side of her head. Then you can come back in here where her hair parts, draw a little line, and I'm just going to lightly bring this around and flick it out. It's just so much harder with a Sharpie. It's so dark and harsh. Okay, there. And then you can add some parting lines if you like on the other side. Okay, so now that we have her face in, let's come and draw her outfit. So right here in this area, I'm going to draw a little curve, slight curve, kind of like where her neck would be. But notice it's a lot thicker, and that's because she's wearing that the cloak right here. So I'm making it thicker because I need to draw some details right here. So let's come in between these two curves, and I'm just going to draw another curve that comes down. And this is going to be the beginning of her collar, and then connect it. And then in between that, we're going to draw another curve inside. I'm just going to give myself a point and draw two curves that come out. So I'm just trying to, it's very detailed, so I'm just trying to draw the necessary details because I think they're important too, right? I don't want to make it too simple. I mean, too simplified, right? We want to put in as much detail as possible. Okay, so from right here, let's come out and we're going to draw her shoulder. So I'm just going to come down, and her shoulders are going to be a little bit wider than usual, once again because she's wearing the cloak right here. So I'm just going to come down about right here. Now that we have her shoulders figured out, we can go ahead and finish all the details. So I'm going to come back to this point where we started right here on the collar, and I'm going to bring out a curve on both sides. So let's keep bringing this down. So then from there, let's come to the side right here. So we can start to draw her her cloak right here. So kind of where it bends right here on the shoulder area, we're going to draw another curve right in this corner and draw a curve that comes down. So on both sides, right and where it starts to bend, draw a curve. From there, I'm going to stop and come about in the center right here and say about right here. I'm going to figure out where her waist is going to be. So I'm going to draw a little curve about right there and say about right here for her belt. So now I know kind of where her waist area is. Now I can start to figure out this part. So I'm going to come out a little bit more. And bring this down. And so this side is going to flare out more because in the drawing I'm having her cloak kind of blowing out in the wind on this side. So just put this curve out more. And this is just going to fall in straighter, whereas this one comes out. From there, let's start to draw her arms so we can figure out how long down to bring down this cloak. So I'm going to come back right here and bring this down a little bit more for her shoulder. And then in this area, I'm going to connect it with a curve that comes in. So same thing over here. And then in this area, I'm going to start to draw her arm. So let's see, let's come bring this down for her sleeves. So I'll bring it down to about right here. Since her waist is here, her arms are going to be about in this area. So let's bring this down. So I'm just utilizing that curve I've created. And about right here, I'm going to connect it and draw her hand. So it's just very simplified hand, just a little thumb and angles for her fingers and tuck it in. So same thing on this side, but this side is just going to be slightly out more. So let's come right here, give a slightly more curve, and let's bring this down a little bit more. Curve that out. And so this hand is going to be a little bit higher since it's out a little bit more, so about in this area. I'm going to go ahead and connect it. And then once again, draw her fingers. So just a thumb and curve to connect her fingers. Okay, so now we have her hands in. We can go ahead and figure out her the length of her cloak. So let's bring this down more. So about right here. And I'm going to stop about right here. Let's see. Okay, so about that much, I'm going to stop. And on this side, I'm going to go ahead and come right here and draw the part that comes out so you can see some color in her cloak. So I'm just tapering this curve, and it's going to get wider as I come down. And I'm going to be following that curve. And about right here, I'm going to go ahead and connect it with a curve. And then let's bring this, we're going to draw the side right here, so come up. And there's some details on the edge of our cloak right there. So the point that comes in, and then right where her hand is, just continuing this curve, I'm going to bring it down and connect it. So on this side, let's do the same thing. So about right there, I'm going to stop, curve, and once again, I'm going to come right here and taper a curve that comes all the way down and connect. And then this side is going to, let's see here, let's come about right here where her cloak is. the shoulder area, and we're going to draw a curve that comes out, kind of following this curve. And I'm going to go ahead and right in the back here, connect it. Come in. So now that I've drawn this side, let's come back to right here, because this part comes down as well. So we're going to have to draw another panel right here and connect it in. So her skirt right here is longer than her cloak. So just imagine her waist coming down. So about right here, I'm just going to go ahead and pop out her skirt. And about right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and draw these kind of like the scallop shape right here. So a curve and come in. And this part right here is where it parts a little bit. So I'm going to bring this in a little bit more and then come out. And once again, come in a little bit and out. There. Okay, so then now let's come down here and draw her feet for boots. So right in the center, I'm going to create kind of this straight line on both sides right here. And right here it's going to angle. So this comes down a little bit more. And then this part's going to flare out and connect it. So I'm just simplifying her boots because everything is so complicated, right? There. Okay. We have the details in there, the main details, I mean. Now let's come back and finish her hair. Okay, so let's come right here. If you like, you can add a little strand and then finish it off. And then it's going to flare out. So I'm just going to bring this down by right there, curve it in. One strand, and another one. I'm just creating these strands are blowing in the wind. So this one's going to be a little bit longer. And let's see here. A shorter one and one more. So let's bring this one down. And we're going to imagine this coming through. So about right here. Go ahead and connect it. There. Hope that looks like it's blowing in the wind. And let's see, I almost forgot this little strand right here. Okay, so now for all the little details on her outfit. So right here on her arm, let's start her arm right here. Let's give her a little band on her cuff. And then right here is going to be a stripe of color. And in this stripe of color, there's going to be a bunch of circles. So same thing over here. Cuff. I'm just showing you the main details that you could draw. And then let's see here, for her cloak right here, one of the main things is put a circle right here because there's a chain that connects, holds up her cloak together right here. So right here connected with a chain. And then in the center, if you have room, just draw another circle right in the center for some detail. And then right under here, a little band color for her outfit. And then in this area is going to be a little detail I'll show you how to do later, but I don't want you to muddle up with a Sharpie. I'll do that when I'm coloring. And you can add some lines right here. And let's draw a stripe where her belt ties off the tails. So maybe about right here, go ahead and add 2 of them. And then another main detail is right here. Let's start to give her skirt an edge. So I'm just going to come in here and basically just give my skirt here a little trim. So I'm just following, and then this part is going to go all the way up. So about right here, just going to go ahead and connect it. For a stripe of color where the skirt parts. Before we go, I wanted to show you how to draw the pattern that's on her top and on her boots. So it's just basically a start with a triangle, and then there's 2 things that come out. So right from the center, I'm just going to draw a curve, and this one's longer. And then there's 2 of them that's shorter at the top right here. And then in the center are going to be these things that come down. So I'm just going to give myself a point, and I'm simplifying these by just drawing a curve. Looks like grain, right? I think that's how you usually draw grain. Come down, and everything once again is centered. So right here, just curve and bring it in. And for her center outfit, there's 3 of these. So once again, come down, back to the center, and then right in the center, right here at the bottom, is going to be the center leaf. It's kind of like a leaf. So that is the basic pattern for right here, and so you can do that when you're coloring it if you have enough space. And then on her boots is also kind of, it's not exactly this, but it's just these shapes in a pattern. So hopefully that helps you figure out how to draw that for some details. And I hope you love this Anna just as much as my new Elsa. And if you love Frozen, please make sure to check out my new Frozen playlist. And thanks so much for watching, and I hope I made this easy for you to follow along. And please remember to subscribe so you won't miss any new Draw So Cute videos. See you later.